So hey guys, Blood Moon Bobby here, and now so just got done watching Samsung's Galaxy Note 8 announcement. Hold on a second. So before I get into talking about this phone, I thought I'd talk a little bit about my background in tech. As a should probably is really established that since I've been mainly doing cartoon and movie videos lately on this channel. Um, uh, um, okay, we should be good. So I've kind of been, a kid who's been into tech since I was a little kid. Ever since I learned how to use a computer, like in terms of like learning the Microsoft Office suite and then getting into computer hardware at age 8. So I've been into it for almost it's actually been like 13 years. And when I got to middle school, I moved on to things like smartphones. Really didn't get into smartphones until like the iPhone 3G came out. But for me, it was kind of a it's easy to get into. I follow major companies like Apple, Samsung, Google, Microsoft on a regular basis, and today's no exception with Samsung's announcement of the Note 8. Full disclosure, I am an iPhone guy, but I won't, I'm not one of those people that will just say, oh, iPhone is the answer to everything and Samsung sucks and, all that stuff. Because, no, truth be told, I've never owned a Samsung smartphone. I always thought they were pretty cool. Actually, even though I don't have one, I have my Nexus 5X, which I used to use. I still do on occasion for backup purposes, but we're not here to talk about Nexus or the iPhone. So, Samsung Galaxy Note 8. What did I think of the phone and the announcement? I do like the actual phone. Like, it is a pretty cool looking phone. I've test driven the Galaxy S8 at Best Buy, and my friend Gabby Racias has the S8, and I thought it was a really cool looking phone. I'm not sure if I'm really sold on the idea of a bezel-less phone, but it was definitely really nice looking. It was really easy to use. It had a great colorful screen. And I feel bezel-less is just the kind of thing, because I used to scoff at the idea of large screen phones, but when I started to use them like the Nexus 5X, it was something I definitely warmed up to. And I'll admit, even when I moved over to the iPhone SE, I was pretty sad to have left that behind. So, hold on, let me just kind of show something. I will say the only other reason I don't primarily use Samsung, well, one is the problem I have with Android in general is you don't get software updates unless you own like a Nexus phone or a Pixel device. And the other one is because I do a lot of photography, I'm kind of suspicious about using a Super AMOLED screen, because Super AMOLED screens are much more saturated than IPS. I know even Apple has been considering. I mean, well, I shouldn't say. I've heard rumors that Apple wants to move over to OLED screens, which they kind of did with the Apple Watch, and I'm getting kind of eye rolly. I mean, my photos look good. I've tried going on my my former photo website on I believe it was the Galaxy S7, S8, I think. Um, and the photos, they did look okay color wise, but so if you gave me the choice, I would still go with an IPS LCD screen any day of the week over AMOLED. So um, did I mention this was live? So yeah, what more? So the S8, I mean, so the Note 8 itself, I mean, I liked it, although I gotta say, me and I don't think a lot of other people were very surprised. I mean, it's kind of the case with the Note series where it's basically a bigger Samsung Galaxy phone with a stylus. So yeah, but that doesn't. But not surprising doesn't necessarily mean bad, and I don't think this one's going to be bad. So I was watching a couple videos on the Note 8 right before this I started this live recap, and yeah, it's yeah. So it's they basically took the S8 and gave it stylus. So specs wise, it'll have sorry, I'm knocking things over. Um, a 6.3-inch quad HD, which I'm gonna go on quad Samsung's website going to operate, since I know it's higher than 2560 by 1440, 2960 by 1440, and it's at that kind of funky resolution, not resolution, but aspect ratio of having kind of a slightly wider screen. So some may be disappointed. It's going to come with Android Nougat 7.1.1, not Oreo, and which is it's a recent enough version of Android so that it's not super far behind. But it would have been nice. It would have been cool if it was like the first phone to launch with the new Android version called Oreo, which could have could have done that. LG did that, I believe, last year with the V30. So okay, it's gonna have an octa-core processor, the Snapdragon 835, which I believe is the same one that the S8 uses. So it's still good. Overseas, I heard it will use Samsung's own Exynos processor. It'll have one of the big highlights is it'll have 6 GB of RAM, which of course it's quite a lot for a smartphone. I don't think that's a new thing, but it's still a lot more than a lot of um, Android phones, at least. Yeah, more than the typical amount of 6 GB. And it's pretty interesting because in comparison, the MacBook Pro I'm recording this on has 8 GB of RAM. So yeah, getting there. And somebody is messaging me. But I'm not gonna edit it out of this video. So yeah, and of course it will be a curved screen just like the S8. It's not. I've heard in some videos that the curve it's not going to be as apparent as on the S8 because it'll be easier to write on. So that's good. Speaking of writing things, ever since I believe the Galaxy Note 5, users have been able to jot down notes even when the screen is turned off, and now they can do it for up to 100 pages. So I guess if you need to write a quick novel, you should be cool. But it still could be convenient. It's like I believe even Samsung said it themselves, where it's like in the old days when you needed to jot, some notes down. You would just, you take out your little notepad and, jot it down. So that's kind of neat. I mean, I can actually see, like, as a guy who takes a lot of notes at my job and, of course, for these videos, I could actually see myself using that quite a bit. So, yeah, that's really cool. And major highlight, and this is kind of what makes the Galaxy Note 8 the iPhone 7 and plus of Galaxy phones, is that it's going to have a dual camera. So, and just like the 7 Plus, it'll be one will be a wide angle lens and the other is a telephoto lens. So, in camera terms, basically one really wide, lens for things like landscape photos, or if you want to get super, super close and get all distorted. And it'll have a telephoto lens for things like portraits, and if you just need to get that much closer. Camera specs, the rear camera, well, actually, no, sorry, the wide angle camera will have an f1.7 aperture. LG fans, I'm sure, are going to point out, oh, the V30, well, yeah, is going to have an f1.6 camera, but, it's still, that's not, I don't even think that's a third of a stop, so it's still good. I mean, goodness gracious, f1.7, there's, photographers out there that, have f1.8 lenses. I mean, that's still a really nice aperture, and, so that should be great for low light. And even though, yes, the Galaxy Note 8 now has a blurred background feature, it's still not going to be like DSLR quality. So I think we'll mainly be looking into the whole f1.7 thing, as, the lens can pick up more light. The telephoto lens is going to have f2.4 aperture, which, again, still really nice. My rule of thumb with any camera is, my definition of a bright lens is anything faster or, a lower f-stop number than f2.8 is really good. But like yesterday, I just took portraits at my job, and I was using f2.8, to allow for both blurred background but still having sharp looking portraits. So yeah, Samsung also said this is going to be the first time there is a dual camera smartphone with image stabilization. So that should be good. Battery life is 3,300 milliamps, which is a little less than what you would want, but it does have fast charging, wireless charging, and it has the USB Type C port, which is great. I don't get on the micro USB hate train as much as other people do. I mean, I've had cases where I've had warped micro USB cables, but I'm still really glad to see USB Type C continue to becoming the new norm, because it's still, yes, it's a small port, but it's bigger than micro USB, but it's still a full-fledged port. And I mean, we're even seeing this port like power things like full monitors. There's laptops out there that charge through USB-C. Do I think every computer should be like a MacBook Pro, where it's like all the ports are USB-C? Not yet, but it's still good to see. I mean, it's out in the field, and on a smartphone, you're only working with the USB Type C, and yes, the Galaxy Note 8 will have the headphone jack. So yeah, I will say I do like to use Bluetooth headphones when they don't break, but I still understand that in this world we're still living in a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack world, and it is more convenient. In my experience, Bluetooth headphones, they can sound good, but admittedly connecting them can be a bit of a challenge. So yeah, let's see what else they got. So Bluetooth 5.0, GPS. So I know I've got a lot more to say as far as, I think. Great thing about not doing a screen capture is, now I can, keep all these notes to myself. It's going to have the Samsung DeX feature, which, that's when you take the phone and you plug it into the dock, and the dock goes into a monitor, and it basically turns your Note 8 into kind of a, computer. So, mini computer. It's like you're using, your desktop apps and your smartphone apps, but on, a computer screen. So, it's kind of like, the Windows 10 Continuum feature. So, yeah, it's going to have the IP67 water resistance. So, you could obviously, take it out in the rain, take it out in the pool. I don't know about the beach because of sand, but yeah, micro SD card slot with 64 gigabytes of internal storage. Um, Bixby, which is, Samsung's take on Siri, which I know there's people out there that think, Samsung's kind of pushing it a little too much, but, it's going to be there. Bixby's going to have its own button, just like on the Galaxy S8. I never actually tried it out. I think that just kind of shows how, people, just kind of ignore Bixby, because every time when I go test drive like a Galaxy S8, I never think I don't even think about like pressing the Bixby button, but I'm sure it works. Unfortunately, I heard that the Bixby button can't be customized. I know on the Galaxy S8 they temporarily had the thing where you can make the Bixby button do other things, but now it's just strictly that. Jonathan Wong, the director of Samsung's product marketing, did say that you can tell like Bixby something like good night, and it'll your phone will like turn on your alarm clock, it'll turn on the night mode, and it will go into do not disturb mode, which it's still not perfect, but that's about as customized as you can make it. And forgot to mention that the S Pen stylus will also be water resistant. So yeah, and the S Pen will also have a finer tip, and you can now animate drawings. It's kind of like in Apple's iMessage, where you can make little drawings and send them to friends. They are standard GIFs though, so you can send them to pretty much everyone, I think, since we send GIFs each other all the time. Need I mention my sister sends me too many GIFs in a day, but yeah. Let's see. I got the release information, but I want to see what else is there. Is there anything I forgot? I think that's about it. But hey, it's a decent sounding phone. I'll get into why I don't sound as excited, and why I don't think a whole ton of people are that excited about the Galaxy Note as much as they could be. So the phone will be released on September 15th, and Samsung said pre-orders will start in a matter of days. They did say they will talk about it more at the IFA show in Berlin. It's kind of like the Berlin version of CES. And even though it comes in 4 colors, in the US it will just come in black and gray, which, super premium colors. It's too bad. I would have liked to have seen like an orange version come to the States. But yeah, so overall, I do like what Samsung announced. Just the only thing is, it's not anything like super mind blowing. When the Galaxy S8 was announced, that was even though we knew it was going to be bezel-less, like for me, it was still like pretty amazing to actually see Samsung, go in that, yes, we are like, going in that direction as far as, getting rid of much of the bezel. Whereas now, because, not only is Samsung doing it, but it's like, LG is doing it, and there are rumors that the next iPhone is going to be bezel-less. So, Yeah, I mean, forgive me for if I sound, like disappointed. I'm not, okay, but it would have been nice to have seen. I guess I would say, oh, it would have been nice to have a few more surprises, but I'm not sure what else they can do. You know, but I will say that I will be checking out the Note 8 when it comes out. I think I might do like some kind of first impressions video talking about my thoughts when I get my hands on it. I'm not going to be doing a review. I mean, like, if it comes to like, Best Buy, which I'm pretty sure it will, I'll go check it out. I'm pretty sure it is going to be a pretty cool phone. So, yeah, that's just my book thoughts on a recap of the Galaxy Note 8. Please, if you're watching this video in the future, please like and subscribe to Blood Moon Bobby. And I've got my Blade Runner trailer reaction film. I will be posting that later today, and I will be doing Kingsman. I do have a schedule for the rest of the week. Going forward, I'm going to be doing more discussion-based videos. Like I have a video talking about shipping in real life versus shipping in movies. And I'm also planning to do a discussion based on there's word that Fox wants to remake the horror classic The Fly, and that's going to be really fun. And those two videos, I'm planning to make them more into podcast style videos. You'll still see them on this channel, but you'll hear my voice rather than see me. But you will get to see my Blood Moon Bobby icon though. So yeah, so I've got fully loaded. I'm gonna try to go as full force as I can with this Blood Moon Bobby rebranding. So again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.